Yeah, there's a lot of bands out there that if I could just tell the world about these bands, you know, I think they'd do something really special.
I'm John Rogers, and the label is Holy Infinite Freedom Revival. I think the reason I started releasing music that wasn't mine was because I was really inspired by certain things that I felt like there weren't enough people hearing. It started to represent something more than that to me, which is the freedom of artists to do what they want and to present their vision, and me to kind of back them up and be a support.
Joyful Noise started to get some traction only after we started experimenting with really crazy ideas that shouldn't have worked. That's when we kind of like started, I don't know, thinking more adventurously about how to package releases and not really worry about the rules of how to run a record label anymore. The world needs record labels because there's too much music. The purpose of a record label has definitely changed since, you know, back in the 70s when record labels ran the recording studios. Now that's not even really a necessity. Everybody can record their own album. Everybody can put, you know, and distribute their own album to everyone in the world, you know, for free. The problem is that everyone's doing that, and so no one knows what to listen to. And so I think a record label is just a good filter for people to sort of like know that that this music coming through this record label can be trusted.
I think a lot of it for me is about quantity. I think it's worth it to focus on the local music scene because there's a lot of good stuff here that's not getting noticed elsewhere. And I think that it's kind of like that everywhere. There's always a smaller level that people can appreciate that you don't necessarily have a chance to find out about. And so I think like smaller labels like ours need to focus on what's happening where we're at so that we can maybe support those artists to get to a different level if they want to. If all they want to do is have 10 copies of a tape they made when they were 21, then they should be able to do that too. So.
What I see happening right now is that the independent labels are the free thinkers that are willing to try things and experiment with their model, and it's working. And the major labels are always taking cues from the independent labels. Their old model doesn't work anymore. I mean, they still have a lot of money to spend on artists, you know, but you give up a certain amount of creative thought when you go with the major label. It's, you know, they've got a bunch of money and no ideas, and like I would rather have ideas and just a little bit of money.
The idea of a label, it's just teamwork. That's all it was originally about. It's like saying, hey, I believe in your music enough that I want you to make it and I'll get it out there. I'll get it to people. I'll sell it. And then we can both hopefully make money back on it, or at least not lose money.
They're just like, fuck, man, this kid is such a good songwriter, and you know, like because he doesn't know how to like market himself or this or that, it's like no one's gonna fucking hear it, you know. Like, it's a shame. And if you have somebody to help you do that, you know, the artist doesn't have to worry about being a fucking, you know, marketing director or whatever.
Our goal is to help Indiana become a place that's more like Nashville or Austin, Texas, where you know about those places because of the music that's coming out of there.
Well, local labels are good for...
Yes. Good for...
the well-being of me.
Radio thinks he's my worried mind.